Hello, it's Hannah and welcome to episode 100 of the Corner of Craft podcast. 100 episodes. I know. What a crazy amount of podcast episodes. I hope you are well. It's been a hot minute. It's been busy. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to dwell on it too much because some of you won't have noticed I haven't been here. And those of you who have, hopefully you've been keeping up with me on other social media platforms and you can see what has been going on because it's been quite a lot. But I'll fill you in on that in a little bit. First things first, this is not a hand knit sweater. I bought it from Marks and Spencer's. I don't need to be buying knit sweaters, but I very much enjoy this jumper. It's stripy all the way down. It's got this fun bit up here. It goes well with a red lip. Sure. New glasses. These are all things that have happened since the last time we spoke. These glasses fall down my nose too much. They fall down my nose a lot. So I've tried to do a bit of tweaking with the ear things back here, but if I can't fix them, if I can't get it sorted, I'll take it into Specsavers. It's really not far, I'm just being lazy about it. But I need to pop into town this afternoon anyway, because someone's order got wrapped up in all the pre-order madness and it's now been 2 weeks and I've not dispatched it yet and I feel very guilty about it. So I'll be going to the post office after I record this whilst I'm transferring video files from the camera to the computer. You don't need to know all that, you don't really care. I haven't done a whole lot of knitting or crocheting since I last spoke to you. And let me tell you for why. Advents, that's it. I've packaged and shipped all of my advents. I do have some spares. I'm waiting on a few to arrive. I heard back this morning that one person's has arrived who was waiting on it, so that's wonderful. I've already had to ship out one extra, which really sucks. One for that person, but also for me, but mainly for that person. But that's now arrived safely, so that's very good. And yes, bits are happening. I haven't had to... This is why I ship things out so early, so they have one, plenty of time to arrive, and two, so I can correct things. But hopefully I'll be able to put extras of the weekly and daily advents on sale in the next couple of weeks. Please keep an eye on social medias for that. If you are new, hello. What an episode to join me on. Episode 100, where I've not been doing a whole lot of knitting and crocheting because I've been busy doing advents, which take over every facet of your life. And then after advents, I launched a collection. And then after that, it's been my sister's hen party. My parents came to stay. It's just been a bit hectic. But if you are new, hello. What an episode to join us on. Episode 100. Big numbers. 3 digits. What an old podcast. My name is Hannah. I am coming at you today from Nottingham here in the UK. There's not a cloud in the sky. That's the skylight just there, which is why I always look up, in case you weren't aware. I filmed this in the top room of my house. Wanted to record this yesterday, Thursday. Today is Friday, same day it's being uploaded. I know. What am I doing? But we had crazy storms yesterday. They've got 2 cats up here now. I don't think they'll come over here. This room is so chaotic. I don't know if she's coming over. Anyway, we had a crazy storm yesterday. Not as bad as it was a couple of weeks ago, thank goodness. But because I filmed this in the top room of my house and we have a skylight just here, it does mean that I don't... it's noisy up here when it rains really heavily. So I didn't record yesterday. I did some bead weaving instead. I tried to make a fairy light, like a Christmas light yesterday. And then when I showed people, they said that it looked a little... phallic. So... we are not doing Christmas light stitch markers. All I could see was a Christmas light, but I think that's because that's what my intention was. And I showed Mario and he said, I won't lie, you need a string of them to make it look like a Christmas light. I was like, oh, can't really do a string of them for a stitch marker. That's not how it works. So we're scrapping that idea. Yes, I'm a small business owner. I own the business, The Corner of Craft. I make hand-beaded stitch markers. I'm working on a Christmas update. I also dye yarn in colours inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, but I might branch out of that. I'm currently dyeing up... Oh, Chromatic Yarns is my yarn dyeing line. I am currently dyeing up a collection inspired by the book Legends and Lattes. And yeah, I'm 2 colourways down at the moment. Closed a couple of weeks ago. All my yarn has arrived. All my extra dye has arrived. I have no excuse now to plough ahead. I've been waiting in for the last couple of days for all the said parcels to arrive. But yes, I got 2 colourways dyed the other day, which is amazing. They are currently drying on the heated areas. I'm popping down in a bit to see how they're doing. Hopefully well. How have you been? How have you been? I hope that you are well. I hope that you are enjoying the end of autumn / spring, depending where you are in the world, or early summer, early winter. I don't really know. I have seen some places already have snow. My friend in Sweden messaged me a few weeks ago to say, we have snow. And I was like, what? Already? And then I've seen some people post in the last few days in the States that they have snow. So that's quite bananas, because if you're unaware, we don't tend to get snow in this country unless it's extreme temperatures, which might cause my pipe to freeze to the dye shed. But I googled, reliable Google, whether we were having a mild winter this year, and apparently we are. So fingers crossed the pipe doesn't freeze like it didn't 2 years ago. That would be ideal. I'll just have to keep an eye on it and run the tap. Anyway, yeah, it's bananas that people already have snow. It's coming from someone who has never ever seen snow on Christmas Day. The fact that people are getting snow in October is bonkers. The tea I'm drinking today, I won't lie, it's a Yorkshire tea biscuit brew. This is only my second tea of the day. I tend to go hard for the biscuit brew in the morning and then go on to Bird and Blend by the afternoon. So we have another Yorkshire tea biscuit brew today, which I love that tea so much. But while we're talking tea, I thought that I would chat Advents, because I have mentioned I will have some extras. I've chosen my Advent project for my own Advent calendar. I've got 3 yarn Advents this year. One of them is my own. And then I've got another Advent as well. Very exciting. So the 3 yarn Advents that I have this year, essentially we're now into the podcast. Hey folks. Oh, follow me on social media if you want to. Also, links to anything that I think are relevant, show notes. Show notes always make me think of like feedback after someone's done a performance. I have some show notes for you. Links in the description box. Show notes are on my website. I wrote a blog post and I've put all these links in, and I don't try not to link anything to Ravelry. I try to link directly to people's shops or Instagram pages. I try to, any patterns that I'm knitting, I try to make sure that they are size inclusive, because we love size inclusive designers who think above people, or think about people above a 45-inch bust. And then, but I can't guarantee that they're all off Ravelry. I won't lie. I'm terribly, terribly sorry. That's where I do my pattern Googling. I try to be good. I can't be perfect. So yesterday, Jess of Skein and the Stitch, shared the tonal colourways that she's, semi-solid tonal colourways that she's including in her latest collection, which is launching imminently, inspired by the Sarah J Maas books, Court Thorn and Roses and the like. I've not read any of the books, so I do not get any of the references at all, but the colourways that she's dyed, there's variegated ones based on certain books, and then there's the semi-solid tonals that are meant to be used alongside them. And essentially, I want a sweater's quantity of a colour that's like grey and minty colour. I'll pop the picture here so then you can see what I'm talking about. And then she also shared a very black tonal, semi-solid, which I am 100% on board for, because I was going to dye one up myself. And I don't want to. So I am going to get some of that for her to use alongside my Advent, which is jewel tones inspired by spells in Dungeons and Dragons. So my daily Advent that I've held back for myself. I'm going to be making the Scrappy Stripes sweater by Mary Gannon, and so the black will be the contrast, and then the stripes will be the Advent mini skein. And I just think it's going to look so good. So that is the pattern I'm going to be doing. So it is a DK weight pattern. So I'm going to hold my minis double to get to DK weight, which also means I'm going to buy, not DK for the contrast, I'm going to buy 4-ply and hold that double as well. So it's at least somewhat consistent, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I'm very excited about that, because I haven't really made a garment from an Advent before. There's no really about it. I've done shawls, I've done tiny jumpers. I'm currently working on a tiny blanket. I think that's it though. But yes, so I am very excited to make that, because that is a really nice pattern. The other 2 Advents that I have Selena of Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. The other 2 I'm doing a swap with. I've already sent them and they've received theirs, which is lovely. I'm just waiting for mine to come in. I've got Selena of Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. She's doing one that has Suri minis in it as well as like sock minis. So I'm very excited about that one. I might make, I mean, I've seen that one in its entirety. It's a really pretty advent. She's got Hannah from Yarnia Designs designing a pattern to go alongside that, and I've seen the pattern and it's also very nice. So I might make that pattern because that will save me thinking of another pattern. And I'm saying this now, they will not all get done in December. That is 100% guaranteed. This is why we have the Advents of December's Past Make Along currently going on right now. I'll talk about it in a second. And then I also have Alison of Lofty Loops Advent. We are doing a swippy swap, and I have the tracking info for hers. I haven't seen any of that, so that'll be a really fun surprise because I don't know what to expect. I love being friends with dyers because I get little sneak peeks. I get little sneak peeks of the advents that they've dyed up. I've seen so many dyers advents and I'm so excited, and I wish I could buy them all. Someone in the Discord, I have a Discord, link in the description, someone in the Discord said that they have eight yarn advents this year. Some are weekly, some are daily, some are a self-strapping sock set. And yeah, they hadn't intended to buy 8 and then there they are. Amazing. I seem to be more of a lurker in my own Discord than I am a chatter. I do read all of the messages. They come up as notifications on my phone. Sorry, I try to do chatting sometimes. The final advent that I'm going to have, because I'm not going to keep a weekly advent for myself. I don't think I can justify that to myself. I might gift one to my mum for her birthday. We'll see. I got the Tea Lovers Bird and Blend advent calendar. I bought this myself. I am an affiliate with them. If you want a Bird and Blend tea advent yourself, I do have an affiliate link in the description box below that will take you to it. They have both the Tea Lovers advent and then just the regular one. You can get caffeinated, and you can get decaf if you are not a caffeine drinker. Also, they have matcha tea advents. Essentially, I'm doing Vlogmas again this year. If you are new, hello. I do Vlogmas every year, in which I vlog every day of my life. From December the 1st until December the 24th, which that gets uploaded on December the 25th. And I have a lot of fun doing it. And we have an advent opening section. Now you know the advents I'm going to be opening. Look how fun this is. So well designed. So you get 2 tea bags in each thing. Oh, it's not a little box this time. It's a little window. Fun. You get 2 tea bags per day. So you can share it with a friend or a loved one. Mario and I may do one each. Have a tea each. It doesn't say what's in it anywhere. You see, that was the last year. It was little boxes, and you pulled the little box out, and then you could see what was on it. But I can't even do a little spoiler because it's all sealed delightfully. But I went with the Tea Lovers advent because I am a tea lover. And it's just an ultimate mix of all of their teas, festive, non-festive, caffeinated, non-caffeinated, and yeah, I'm really excited to start opening this one. Ooh. And that's where the phrase "let's go make a cup of tea" came from. Delightful. Maybe I need to get myself a "let's go make a cup of tea" mug for Advent, although I do love my Christmas mugs. I have merch. I feel like all I'm doing is shilling stuff to you. I don't mean to, but my merch shop recently got mugs and I got far too excited about it. So this weekend they have free shipping, so I'm definitely going to be ordering some for myself. Anyway, that's all the advents that I'm going to be opening, and I'm sure you're sick of hearing about them. But I am very, very, very quickly going to talk about the Advents of December's Past Make Along that is currently going on right now. From the 1st of August, I started doing a Make Along where you use an advent from 2022 or before to knit, crochet, spin, weave, whatever. Yeah, essentially it's to use up your yarny fibery advent before you have to open a new one. It is closing on November the 30th. We are into the final stretch, which means I need to pull my finger out because I'm failing at my own make along. I always do. To enter, all you need to do is post pictures on Instagram using hashtag AODPMAL23. Although Instagram hates hashtags now, so it's not helpful. If you have a private Instagram, I obviously won't be able to see your post. So please post it on the Discord. We have our own make along thread on there. And then I have a Google form for you to fill out, just where I get your name, your email, a link to the post that you posted, so I can see that you actually did participate and you're not just entering by filling in the form, or whether you had it on the Discord, your Discord username or whatever. And then I will email you and yeah, send out prizes, because there were prizes. One of the prizes I received in the post, I won't lie, it was now a few weeks ago. I was meant to share it on the last podcast and life has been hectic, but I'm sharing it now. This is from the Crafty Weaver. Absolutely beautiful. And they have sent this beautiful little, I reckon sock size, project bag made from Harris tweed in these absolutely gorgeous colours. I'm obsessed. Here is the lining. Can you even see it? No, Hannah, come on, do a better job. Beautiful. So that is the Crafty Weaver. They have a shop on Etsy called the Crafty Weaver Store. I will link all of their relevant information in the podcast notes. Please go and check them out if you like them. Thank you so much, Nikki. I truly appreciate it. And yes, this is one of the prizes, and I'll be sure to be pairing it with some yarn and maybe a stitch marker or two and a few other goodies. And yes, I'm going to have a few more prizes coming at you. Very exciting. But the other prizes that I have coming at you are coming from myself. So I will have a delve into the prize bins and we'll be shipping stuff out. But this was sent especially for the make along, so I wanted to share this on the podcast because, Nikki, I really do appreciate it. Sorry it's taken me so long to share it. That is a terrible flaw of mine. It's got a fab label on the outside, so you'll never forget who it's made by, and it's got a fun Celtic knot on the zip that you can either use that as a stitch marker or a zip pull. Right, I'm going to keep that back in the envelope so it doesn't get covered in cat hair, which is why it has in the envelope in the first place, or still in the envelope in the first place, because I don't want it to get covered in cat hair because the cats are everywhere. But at the moment, we have I know that I have a fair few prizes in my prize bin, and not too many people have entered, so the odds are very good right now, unless you're all holding out until later on because you're like me and still desperately working on your projects. Shall we do finished objects? Because I've been talking for too long. I haven't actually shown anything yet. I finished a sock. I finished 2 socks. Where on earth are my sock blockers? When I say that this room is chaos, I'm not exaggerating. I need to have a big clear up, but there's nothing I hate more. So I just need to do it and just get a grip and have a clear up. Anyway, I finished these socks. These are socks for my husband, Mario. This is using West Yorkshire Spinners, their signature 4-ply in the bright side colourway. Just needed a second to think about that. I'm being stared at by both my cats. And it's quite fun self-striping. I knit the magic loop, as you can see. I've been holding off handing them over to him because he wears hand-knit socks all the time. 72 stitches, 2.5mm needle. I think I did 18 rounds of 2x2 rib, and then I just knit round and round and round. Heel flap and gusset because that fits him the best. And instead of just continuing, I wound the yarn off to where it was, and I'd continued the pattern down. So in theory, when you look at it like this, the leg looks unbroken. Because that's the annoying thing about heel flap and gusset and self-striping yarn, it can be disrupted. But because the stripes are not equal anyway, I think it actually works out quite well. Fun, colourful socks to keep his tootsies warm while he's doing markets this year. The annoying thing about this is that on both of them, obviously on both of them because it was on the same ball, there's like dripping. It's the red that's dripped at some point, and it's dripped on all the other colours, and I don't think it was intentional because it's not consistent. But I don't think he'll mind, unless it was intentional and it is just not consistent. Maybe it was intentional, maybe the yellow's meant to have, but it's just, I don't know, it's not clean, and I'd kind of expect that from commercial yarn, but maybe I'm wrong. Because, I mean, if our self-striping dyers can do it, then why can't the commercial dyers do it? But, yes, these can now go in his sock drawer. Because I found another pair of socks that have a hole in. He wears them too much. He wears hand knit socks too much, which is why I've moved on to doing commercial sock yarn for him, because hopefully they'll wear out a little bit slower. It's not going to happen though, is it? While we're chatting socks, shall we continue with socks? The Barbie socks haven't been touched. I'm going to show you them. They're not Barbie socks. They're Chromatic Yarns Bardic Inspiration. I don't believe I've touched them since the last time I podcast because they're still up here. This is where I'm at. First sock, heel flap gusset. I knit all of this during the Barbie movie, and now I've stalled. That's it. 2.25 millimeter needles, I believe. Let me check. Let me check. Yes, 2.25 millimeter needles, which means 64 stitches for my foot. This is on my sparkle sock base, which is ever so sparkly. I promise you, by next podcast. Nope, not finishing that sentence. Nope, not making that kind of commitment. Because I also have these self-striping socks, and the reason that I've stopped doing them is because I need the needles from those socks to knit these. Fab Funky Fibres in the Mr. Cadbury colourway, or just Cadbury? I can't... Mr. Cadbury? Just Cadbury. It's just Cadbury that I bought from Yarningham 2019. You know, the year we don't discuss. And I've not been back to the cinema in a really long time because, well, what's free time? More for Mario than me. I've been better at balancing my work-life schedule this year. Mario, less so. So, living in my craft bungalow, I believe. Yes. Spider tote. It's not a tote. Project bag. Spidery project bag. Because it's been Halloween this week. Happy Halloween, everybody. And so I put a pumpkin on it as well. I am knitting Mario yet another pair of socks. And I've actually done a pretty good job with how far through I got. So I started these on the drive when we went to Stratford-upon-Avon for my sister's hen party. So that was a good chunk of driving. Horrible flooding that weekend for us here where we are. I'll chat to it in a second. This is James C. Brett Funny Feets with a Z because that's what the cool kids do, with bamboo. This is in the shade FZB15. Catchy name. And it is 50% superwash wool, 25% polyamide and 25% nylon, 400 meters per 100 grams. Do not iron. I don't intend to iron my socks, but this is yes, 4-ply. Yeah, we had crazy floods that weekend. My sister lives 10 minutes away from me, and she had to nip to Tesco and then come here, and it took her an hour and a half to get here. It took Mario, who lives up the road from her, Mario lives here, works up the road from her house. It took him an hour and a half to get home, which means I didn't get to take all the delicious baked goodies that I'd ordered to the hen party. Very disappointing, but also fine. And it took my sister's fiance, I believe, 3.5 hours to get home from work because the flooding was so bad. Awful. People were just abandoning their cars and just like walking home, which I think, oh, to be fair, that's probably what I would have ended up doing. But we managed to get to Stratford-upon-Avon because as soon as we were out of the immediate area where I live, no flooding, it was fine. They didn't have as bad rain there as I think they've had with this last storm we had yesterday. Anyway, so I cast on that sock and I got a little beaded pumpkin. I'll try to do better at Halloween things next year because I've been slacking again. But this little pumpkin is so cute. That's just to mark the start of my round. Once again, 2.5 millimeter needles. I think 18 rounds of 2x2 rib, maybe 15, maybe 18. And then just knitting straight. I think I've made these a tiny bit shorter because I knit him some out of my Monster Manual colourway on Yak sock. He said that they're a little bit long, and I think these are also going to be a little bit long in the leg. And he was like, oh, they're a little bit long. I was like, right, fine. So these are a bit shorter. In contrast to the last ones I showed you, it's one of my hairs, I didn't wind off anything to knit to continue the pattern. So it is disrupted, but at the same time not obnoxious, so I'm alright with it. It's actually quite a nice colour. So we've got some thick stripes, we've got some thin stripes. I hadn't anticipated the thin stripes happening, so that's a fun part of self-striping. Got two more, sorry, commercial yarns up here, and I've inquired at my local craft shop here if they stock sock yarn, because I popped in to buy some buttons for another project that I will show you momentarily, and they were very low on the ground of yarn, which, I mean, I get it because, you know, stuff is expensive, but at the same time, Christmas crafting, it's Christmas crafting season, folks. But yes, so the goal is to knit these and wrap them up and put them with Maria's presents, because yes, if I can get this and another pair done, that would be wonderful. But if I can just get that pair done, that will also be wonderful. He also gets a hat every year from me. So I may knit another one of these. This is the Antler Toque by Tin Can Knits. This was using the Fibre Fox, a DK base held with Suri together. So cozy. So I think I might make him one like this as well, but because he liked the pattern, but I don't think he wants the fluff. But then Suri's not that fluffy and it'll be so warm, but at the same time I get it. So yes, also I might make, not maybe this size, maybe I'll have him try it on and see. Hopefully he'll forget by Christmas because he's so busy. Fingers crossed. But yeah, the goal is to make him one of these. So I need to find some worsted weight yarn, or see if I've got any 4-ply I can hold double, because he wanted a hat in this, which is just like a one-off skein of charcoaly colour that I dyed, but this is DK and I don't know if it'll work. Maybe it will. Maybe I could use this and knit the largest size, and then maybe it will work. Have you knit this in DK? Please let me know. Thank you. I would appreciate, that's the wrong place. I would appreciate the feedback to let me know if that would be a functional thing, because if it isn't, I'd like to know before I start. So this next project I haven't actually worked on in such a long time. When I first started it, I thought I can get this finished by the time we see Critical Role. I saw Critical Role live in Wembley Arena, which was a bananas experience. 12,500 people, all silently watching a bunch of people play Dungeons and Dragons. Surreal, amazing, loved it. I have a whole video about it on Patreon if you're interested, so I won't go into too much detail here. But this is the Nightshade Society sweater, a pattern by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn, and I don't think I've made any progress since I last spoke to you. This is made out of Giddy yarn in the Eeyore colourway, and then some fluff that I dyed up myself to go with it. It's been on pause for a couple of reasons. One, and I've kind of wanted really easy projects. Socks for me are a really easy project. The crochet project I have on the go that I'll show you next is a really easy project. This requires a bit more thinking, because I think what I'm going to do is the sleeves. I think I'm going to do the sleeves next. I messaged Tristan and said, hello, do you know how long you made the body of your sweater? And she said like 4 inches or something before she started the rib, so 6 inches total, I believe. And I think, do I have a tape measure? No, I took my tape measure out. I think I've surpassed that. Also, I'm quite a bit taller than her, so maybe that'll be fine. But I don't know if I want it cropped or not, and I don't know if I have enough yarn to not make it cropped. So what I'm going to do, brief pause on that bit, and then knit the sleeves, and then come back and see how much yarn I have left. Because I could just start the rib now, and that would be lovely. A lovely cropped number that I can wear with a dress, delightful. Or if I can get it full length, I'll get it full length. That would be nice as well, because I think I'd wear full length more. Although would I? I don't know. I wear jeans a whole lot, but that's because I don't go anywhere. I've always worn jeans as like my comfortable trousers, which I thought was normal. And then when I started university, everyone was like, how are you wearing jeans to lounge around? They're all in leggings. And I was like, I don't know, I just always wear jeans. I'm wearing them now. And these aren't stretchy jeans. There's a bit of stretch. I mean, there's got to be a bit of stretch to my jeans. But yes, so this is the Nightshade Society sweater. I'm alternating skeins. And I'm going to wear this a lot when it's done. So I want it to be a length that I know I will wear a lot. And yeah, I've enjoyed the boring round and round and round. Knit quite a lot during D&D. And then, yes, I have to go back to the sleeves, which require a little more concentration because of the fun cable. It is a fun cable. So yeah, this always happens when I podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, I can pick that up again. That'll be nice. But I've just wanted easy patterns, easy knitting. And because I now need to go back and do the sleeves, that is less easy knitting and a bit more, needs a bit more thought behind it because of the chart, which I haven't memorised. So need to look at every single row. Next up in my seasonally appropriate bag, it is now actually, because I started working on this in August. I say February, it's not February. It was not a seasonally appropriate bag, but now it is. And this bag is from Castleview Yarns, and the yarn inside is also from Castleview Yarns, and I hadn't really put two and two together, but that's a happy coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Yeah, it was kind of a coincidence. I am working on my Fade into Christmas. I tried to put a chunk on this yesterday after Mario went to bed. Oh gosh, I'm unravelling it. Oh gosh, no, I thought I had a stitch marker in. I did not. Let me, one sec. I think I've just undid all of the work I did this morning. Anyway, that's the annoying thing about crochet. It unravels very quickly. So, fade into Christmas, fade into Christmas. Where that little mermaid tail stitch marker is where I was last time I podcast. So, as you can see, I have not put a whole lot of work into it. And I am back to working on it now, which is nice. I've just attached and done one. I'm on the third row? I'm on the third row of day 11, which is very exciting. So that's all I've got wound up at the moment. So after this, I will probably wind up days 12, 13, 14, 15, probably. And after day 12, I believe we start decreasing again. It's a corner to corner throw. A lot of these ends that you can see are woven in. I've got some up here that are not woven in, but it also doesn't take me 2 minutes to weave them in, so I'm not terribly concerned. But a lot of the rest of them I've done as I went along because I like to do that. Now I just need to find the perfect border for it, border colour. Because yeah, I think a grey would be nice. I think a grey would be, what do you think? Do you think a grey would be nice? What colour would you put a border on this? What colour would you use to border this? There we go. It goes into blue and green. Just so you're aware, because I realised at the moment all you can see is pink. Pink and purple, and that might sway your judgment. So this is the Castleview Yarns 2022 Advent, part of my AODP MAL 23 Advents of December's Path Make Along 2023. And this is the Fade into Christmas shawl throw, can be both, by Hannah of Yarnia Designs. Great name, Hannah. And yeah, so the goal is you can either have it obviously will start to decrease and then will kind of be a rectangle. Then you can fold it in half and use it as a big old comfy shawl, or you can use it as a throw. I just thought it was pretty, and I'm really enjoying working on it, and it's just like the perfect mindless, oh, I can put a few stitches on that while I'm sitting and waiting for something to happen, or what have you. So that is just kind of, that's the mental capacity I've needed, as opposed to, oh, I need to pick up sleeves and knit cables. But once I get the sleeves on the needles, I'll be absolutely fine. But then, yeah, I'm just dragging my feet for no reason, really. But yes, this is my Fade into Christmas. I love it so much. It's such a fun pattern. If you haven't tried it already, I do recommend. And yes, I think it's a good pattern to go with this, these colours. Because, you know, Jen's very good at fades, isn't she? Castleview Yarns, that's Jen, if you're unaware. Another UK-based dyer. If you don't know who she is, please go check out her stuff. She's, one, a lovely person, and two, very talented. So, yes. The final thing that I'm showing you today is a new cast on, although technically the socks I showed you were also a new cast on, but my friend is having a baby. She doesn't watch my podcast, I don't think. If she does, that would be bizarre, because she has no interest in yarn crafts. But my friend is having a baby. They found out it's a boy, It's their friend in Canada whose wedding I went to last year. So I am knitting a baby cardigan. This is the Fuss Free Baby Cardigan. It is a pattern by Louise Tilbrook, Everyday Knitter. You get it for free if you sign up to her newsletter. So yeah, it's an off Ravelry pattern, and we have a body and one sleeve. I knit the body a little longer than I should have by, I think, about ½ inch. Should have probably ripped back. The pattern is for a short sleeved top, cardi, so I've just improv'd and knit the sleeves longer and done 1, 2, 3 decreases, and I hope that's a long enough sleeve. Babies are small. I might call my mum and ask how long I should knit a baby sleeve, because I don't know how small babies are, so maybe it needs to be a bit longer. I am knitting this using Wilco Let's Create, RIP Wilco's, am I right? Baby soft yarn, 50 grams, I think it's 100% acrylic. 100% acrylic, anti-pilling, very soft. I bought this in the sale when they were closing down. I got 3 balls of it. I have this much left from ball 1, so I probably will have to dip into ball 2. But I need to knit the other sleeve, and I need to pick up the button band and knit that. I picked up some buttons from the local craft shop. I try to support local shops as much as I can. And these were only 60p, which did make me feel quite like I was being quite cheap. But there was nothing else I needed in the craft shop. I've gone for beading thread before and they don't have it. But yes, so I picked up these buttons, which I think will go very nicely. They're not too small. And yes, so I need to sort that. Lovely. Look up what side to put them on. Surely all babies' cardigans should be the side, the buttons should be the same side that ladies' clothes have them on. That makes sense. Because the reason buttons are on that side for us is because historically ladies would be dressed by someone else, so it was easier for them to do up, which that's why our buttons are the other way around to men's. So surely all babies' cardigans should have the buttons the same way as women's clothes. Just an observation. I don't know if anyone else has thought of that, but hey. I'm now looking at the sleeve and thinking I should have knit it longer. Maybe I'm thrown off because I've knit the body longer. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I might pick up the other sleeve for this. I could try and get this done this weekend, couldn't I? Knit it during Strictly. I'm watching Strictly. You watching Strictly? Who's your favourite? Strictly Come Dancing, for those who aren't aware, is the, is it the original? Yeah, it came before that. Dancing with the Stars is what we call Strictly Come Dancing, because we had a show back in the day, I never watched it, called Come Dancing, which was professionals, and then were just professionals, and they were dancing around, I believe, Blackpool Tower, and then celebrities got involved, and it's Strictly Come Dancing. And yes, who are your favourites? I would love to know. I have a soft spot for Angela Rippon, that's for sure, because I couldn't do what she's doing at the age of 33 and she is 79. I've never been able to do the splits. How is she doing the splits? And also, I think Leighton's very good. I enjoy his pairing with Nikita. I think that's a very good pairing. And I've now forgotten everyone else who's in it. Ellie. Ellie's good, isn't she? From Corrie. I'd never watched her in it, but I can't believe how young she is. I feel so old. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying my Strictly tradition on a Saturday. Although this week I won't be able to eat a brownie while watching it, because the Market Mario does on a Saturday is cancelled because of all the rain we had yesterday. But I do enjoy that Saturday tradition. My husband is a baker, if you are new here. He owns his own business, which is why he's working 7 days a week, because, you know, why hire staff and work out you can afford to pay them without picking up extra wholesale that you then now have to work every single day. He's getting Tuesdays off now. I'm very excited for him. And it means I actually get to do things. I get to do things instead of working. But, what was I saying? So he goes to bed obnoxiously early at the weekends because he vends at markets. That's how he sells stuff. So he goes to bed at like 7:30. 7, sometimes 6:30. so very early. So I enjoy having things to watch of an evening. So I'm enjoying Strictly on a Saturday because it's something a little bit different. It does also, I go to bed super early as well, so I can't really say anything. But I only go to bed early because he goes to bed early and I get bored of being awake by myself sometimes. So this is where we usually chat stash enhancement. I don't have any new enhancements to share with you, therefore I'm not going to be chatting stash enhancement. Oh, I did have stash enhancement. Let me show you my stash enhancement. I just shifted the camera with my big old booty, so I apologise if the angle's changed. I'm in a Discord with a bunch of indie dyers, and we did a little swippy swap, kind of like Secret Santa, but in October to get us through Advents. So my partner was Rach of ZZ Textiles, and she nailed it. She nailed it. First up, these beautiful stitch markers from Sleepy Sheep Workshop. They smell amazing because they smell of burnt wood, because I believe they're laser cut wood. Dungeons and Dragons things. They're dice. They're all dice. How cool are they? Aren't they amazing? Amazing. So yeah, that is Sleepy Sheep Workshop. She gave me 2 packs of tea. This is from Crimson Cup Coffee and Tea from Columbus, Ohio. And so this is Crimson Berry Herbal Infusion, naturally caffeine free. And this is Organic Estate Assam Breakfast Black Tea. I love an Assam. The Assam is the base of the Yorkshire Tea Biscuit Brie. Fun fact. Bit malty, bit biscuity. Delightful. So that's those 2. She knows me so well, I love it. And then the yarn she sent is incredible. I'm open to pattern suggestions. Shout them at me, please. Respectfully. Shout them at me respectfully. Don't be like, ah! You know, because that would be terrifying. So the yarn that she sent is absolutely stunning. So this is on her Baby Suri base, which is 74% Baby Suri alpaca, 26% silk. This is in the Collins colourway. In my thing, I said that I like cool tones. I like greys, because that is what I like. And so yes, I love these. Beautiful. These colours are 100% Superwash Merino DK, and this is in the Stone colourway. So like, kind of want to use them together. Don't really know what to make, but open to suggestions. So these are both DK, these are both fluff. I believe this is 100. These are 50 grams each, and these are 100 grams each. 231 yards for the DK, and then 328 yards for the Suri. I can't convert that to meters in my head. I'm sure I was taught at some point, but we didn't do a whole lot of converting from meters into, or metric into imperial, but I do remember doing it at some point. It just hasn't stuck in mind. And then this actually beautiful colourway, not actually, absolutely, is Edinburgh. It's got a bit of like, I don't know, sandstony colour, which makes sense because it's Edinburgh. And I absolutely love this. Also 100% Superwash Merino DK, super soft. Haven't shown Mario because he would claim this for a hat. In all fairness, it would be quite a nice hat for Mario. Maybe I could be tempted. The swap was meant to be for 2 skeins plus some extras, so she went a little bit overboard. But I really appreciate it. She said, couldn't help but throw in a neon pop for you. These would be the perfect amount for a pair of cozy socks or a beanie. So then I can untie this now. Cats of the zoomies. So came in this fun little bag. Boom, very yellow. So this is also on her Suri base, same as before, and on the both on the Gorse colourway. It's so yellow. It's so yellow. I love it. And this is on her Sport colourway, which is 80% Superwash Merino, 20% nylon, 328 yards. I haven't really knit anything with Sport weight, so I don't, because it's not a common weight of yarn to get here in the UK, so that is very exciting. Look how yellow they are. I think that would be a very fun hat. You couldn't lose me, that's for sure. That might have to become a hat. It goes quite well with this whole get-up. If it was a hat, obviously not just like this, that would be odd. But yes, thank you, Ray. I really, really appreciate it. Absolutely stunning. US-based dyer. If you haven't checked out her stuff, please do. She's currently got a New Year's Eve thing going on, which I have seen the yarn for, and I'm very excited about it. But yes, amazing. I knew I had a stash enhancement. I knew it. I think I was just going, I just forgot, and I shouldn't have done, but that's so yellow. I love it. Anyway, I have completely failed at all of the projects I planned to knit my stash down in 2023. Project Stash Down 2023, it was a complete burst. If you hear a cat shouting in the background, it's Miso, and I'm not quite sure why she's shouting. She knows we're both up here, but she's just being Miso. Yes, seeing as I'm lusting over another sweater's quantity, Jess Skein in the Stitch. She's such a talented dyer. I watched a bit of her live stream yesterday where she was talking about the collection, and oh my goodness, seeing the passion of her talking about it and explaining why she chose the colours that she chose and why she dyed it the way that she did. I've never read the books. I have no emotional connection to them. I know nothing about any of the characters listed, and I was like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It was just so refreshing to see someone so passionately talking about something, because sometimes we try to downplay things that we have interest in. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I always get embarrassed when I talk about things that I'm interested in, so I just don't. I'm going to briefly chat shop talk, very briefly, because then I need to go to the post office. It's going to be busy now because it's lunchtime. I am currently in the process of dyeing up the Legends and Lattes collection. The plan is to get 2 more colourways dyed this weekend, fingers crossed, although Mario has now thrown a spanner in the works because he's off on Saturday. But I might just be like, no, I must work. So I've dyed 2 colours so far. The goal is to do 2 more this weekend. 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday probably makes the most sense. And then Wednesday next week, 8th of November, I am going to be launching some Christmas Eve cast on sock sets. I saw Selena through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. launching some. I bought one. Don't you worry. I bought one. I went neutral. Who am I? It was neutral or pink, and I chose neutral. I think it's because all the pictures were biscuits, and I was like, I mean, I love a biscuit. But I got jealous and also wanted to do a Christmas Eve cast on sock set, so I'm going to, here's the inspiration picture. Well, there's a few of them, but here is one of them. At 4 PM GMT on Wednesday the 8th of November, I'm going to be launching Christmas Eve cast on sock sets. You are going to get a 100 gram skein of yarn and a 20 gram mini contrast, and the goal is for you to cast it on Christmas Eve. I believe the Christmas Eve cast on was started by Danny of Little Bobbins. I think it was many moons ago. I think she said that her and her mum used to try and cast something on at a significant event, be it New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve or whatever, and then you knit it through the event, and then when you wear the thing it makes you think of the event. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So yes, I am going to be doing Christmas Eve cast on sock sets inspired by Christmassy dragons and fairy lights, essentially. I'm going to have a very limited number of these available because I don't want to get myself bogged down by doing too much. I don't want to overfill my plate, is what I'm saying. So I need to make sure that I can dye them up and ship them out in plenty of time for Christmas Eve, obviously. And also, I'm currently also dyeing up the Legends and Lattes collection, so I don't want to get behind on that. So yes, yes, there are going to be very limited quantities, not to mention my supplier doesn't have any merino sock minis in stock. I had to get some specially twisted up for me, which I do appreciate, and they also don't have any 100 gram skeins of my sparkle sock in stock at the moment, but I do have some down the dye shed, so I need to count them up this weekend, see how many I've got left, and then I can hopefully dye them up and ship them out pretty speedily, because my sister's wedding is also coming up. Essentially, I'm doing too much, but at the same time, I'm quite excited and I'm alright with it, because more is more. Am I right? More is more. More is more. Anyway, there was something else I was going to say and I can't remember what it was. Can't have been that important then. I'm currently working on a Christmassy stitch marker shop update. I don't think it will be massive because, yeah, I'm one person. I have 2 hands. There's only so much I can physically do when I'm not dyeing yarn. So I'm going to try and do as many as I can. I don't have a date for it yet. I will let you know when I do. Same with the Advent, extra stock Advents. I will let you know when they go in the shop as well. But I'm thinking probably now after my sister's wedding, or maybe if not after, just before, and then ship it afterwards. But yeah, I just want to give people a little extra time for them to arrive. I also really need to photograph the weekly advents and then wrap them up and get them ready to go, because I held some back and didn't wrap them up because I want to photograph them, obviously. Something else I was going to tell you, and I really can't remember what it was, but it was related to my shop, but I don't know what it was. Life stuff. I've been doing advents quite a lot. That was a good chunk of time. Yeah, it was a bit of a hectic few weeks. Just getting the collection sorted, launching that, advertising that. Thank you to everyone who supported it. I really, really appreciate it. I went to see Critical Role live down in London. Met up with Kat Weaver and Frida, and we had a lovely time there. It was such an amazing and surreal experience. Incredible. I'm so glad I went. I was, yeah, I was worried that I wouldn't enjoy it, but I really, really did. No, I wasn't worried I wouldn't enjoy it. We went to see Off Menu Live, which is a podcast hosted by James Acaster and Ed Gamble. And it had Sam Campbell, so many names, who was the guest. And they're all comedians, and they talk about what their dream menu is. And I didn't really know who Sam Campbell was. I just seen him pop up on TikTok for this season of Taskmaster. Sometimes TikTok shares things, or people share things to TikTok. So, yeah, I enjoyed. The first half was fine because they were kind of talking to people in the audience about what their dream menu was and all of that, and that was really interesting. But they need to do something to work on the audio quality, because I missed so much of what people were saying. I had no idea. And I also felt like it was going on a little bit long. The second half was an hour and a half, and I didn't take any knitting with me, so I think that's maybe more my own personal issue than anything. Not so much that, but the audio was really tough. So a lot of jokes didn't land because I didn't hear what people were saying. So I was worried that Critical Role would be the same, and we were in that big old arena, but it wasn't the same, and actually was wonderful. I could hear absolutely everything, and it was so good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't pee for 5 hours because the queues for the toilet were so long, and I did that also then we were up in the gods, and I didn't want to walk down all of the stairs in the dark, which is a stupid thing, but it was fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was so good. And then, yeah, in between that, my mum came up, terrible flooding, sister's hen party, murder mystery. We did a murder mystery. I dressed up as Super Mario, of course I did. I was actually a Swedish spy. Fun times. It was murder at the pizzeria. She's marrying an Italian. It made sense. Everyone got very into it. And I'm the only person who correctly guessed the murderer. Yes! Sense of accomplishments. Reading all those thriller books. And then my dad came up, and then they went down. We went down to London. We came back. Friday happened. This was when I was meant to be recording the podcast last week, but I was exhausted, and I did the Patreon video instead. And then Bramley Apple Festival. I helped Mario at the Bramley Apple Festival, vending. It was very, 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 very busy. Stressful. And then new week. Hello. So yes, that is everything that has been going on in my life in these last few weeks. That's why I've not been here. I'm very, very sorry. Time just gets away from you. But it's okay, because Vlogmas is soon. What I'm going to be doing with Vlogmas is a little bit different to what I did last year, because I only opened my Patreon last year, and for all of December and January I closed it, and I just post everything on my YouTube channel. Vlogmas this year, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be posting 7 days a week, but 2 of those days I will be posting on Patreon, and then 5 of those days I will be posting on here. Ta-da! So if you would like to get involved and see all of it, feel free. But I think that's the fairest way of doing it, because I was going to do it last year where I uploaded it directly to Patreon with no ads, and then people were like, well, I've got YouTube Premium. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot that exists. I do not have YouTube Premium. I object to paying so much for it. If it was a tenner, I might think about it, but it's quite expensive now. It's gone up in price, and I'm just like, I would just watch the ads, because they're also cracking down on ad blockers. Although I never use ad blockers anyway with YouTube, because, well, I want want the creators to get paid, basically, so I can keep watching their content. Anyway, so that is what I'm going to be doing Vlogmas this year, so that's very exciting. Don't know what days I'll have a look at the month and see what days I'll be posting where, because there's no point me saying I'll post Monday and Friday on Patreon and then the 1st of December's on a Friday, which I actually think it is. But yes, I'll work it out. I'll do bits. Anyway, I need to tidy up and post this order because it's now getting on a bit and this is going to take forever for me to edit. Worth it. Worth it. Yes. Are you reading any books that you're enjoying at the moment? I'm currently reading Normal People by Sally Rooney. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It's a little frustrating. I think it kind of follows two people and how they just kind of like dance around each other. Like they know each other, but they kind of dance around each other sort of relationship wise. And I'm finding it quite frustrating, and so many points I'm just like, just talk to each other. But at the moment they're not teenagers, they're at university. But at the same time I'm reading it from a 33-year-old brain, when I think if I'd have read it from an 18, 19, 20-year-old brain, I probably would have thought differently. But I'm reading it from a 33-year-old brain, having been in a relationship for 13 years and married for almost 4. Can you believe it's almost 4 years since I got married? No, I can't. But yeah, so at points it's a little frustrating and I just kind of want to yell at them to get a grip and talk to each other. But at the same time, I get it. So I think, yeah. But I'm excited to see where it goes. Will they, won't they? Who knows? But yeah, just a lot of things that go wrong just wouldn't have gone wrong if one person had said something. But no one wants to be that person to speak out, I suppose, so maybe that's fair. Anyway, that is the book that I'm currently reading. I've kind of not been doing a whole lot of reading because I just haven't been, but I'm enjoying reading again. Like this last week, I've picked it back up again. So yes, hopefully I can reach my goal of 20 books by the end of the year. Because I was doing very well and then I slacked. And now I'm back. So yes. Anyway. What am I doing? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the description box below for anything that you need to know. Podcast notes, they're all there. I take the time to write them. So if you want to know anything, please check them out. That would be delightful. Links to all of my social media and anything else that I think you might need are also down there. Like my affiliate link to Bird and Blend if you want. If you would like to be advent calendar buddies, that would be delightful. We could be drinking the same tea on the same day or different teas on the same day, and you can tell me what tea you have and whether you like it or not, and we can chat about tea because it's one of my many interests. If you would like to subscribe, that would be wonderful. I'm going to be getting back to posting regularly now. Life has calmed down a smidgen, so that's exciting. I'm going to be able to post dyeing studio vlogs again, but yarn dyeing, because now I'm not dyeing loads of secret colourways. The Knit Crawl Yarn Club's open. That's what I was going to say earlier in shop news. Knit Crawl Yarn Club's open. We'll be closing on the 7th. And I'll be dyeing up very shortly afterwards. It is inspired by grog swimming through acid. Delightful. And yes, please feel free to subscribe. That would be delightful. If you did, no pressure, as always. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it with someone who you think will also enjoy it. And leave me a comment down below. What are you working on? What have you finished? Have you finished your entry to the AODP MAL 23? Feel free to join in. You've still got time. You've still got some time, if you're quick, to work on an Advent project before the 30th of November. So, yes, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you've been. I feel like I've not spoken to you in so long. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon in my next video. How am I going to get this uploaded, edited, uploaded and posted in 3.5 hours? I don't think I will. I think it's going up late today. That's fine.